Wow, how our world has changed. So this originally was going to be a theoretical session on leadership in challenging times, and now it's a very practical session on how on earth do we lead in this extreme crisis. First of all, I want to say my heart goes out to you because I know that there are many members here who have been severely impacted, and I really hope you're getting the support that you need, and I hope that this video gives you more support on how we can lead in a practical way at this time. My name is Sharon Baker. I run a leadership consultancy called Fly Don't Walk. We work almost exclusively with creative agencies on their leadership development. So we work with leadership teams, we work with boards, CEOs, and we offer one-to-one coaching and team coaching and training for leadership and management. So I want to put some context here from a survey that came out last week on all creative agencies, and it found that the film and event agencies are the worst hit, with an average of 7+ projects being pulled due to coronavirus. So that's not great news, but it might help to know that we're all in the same boat. So obviously, leadership at this time is crucial to get us all through this. So I have given you some very practical, concrete tips here that you can hopefully apply tomorrow. I'm using a model called VUCA, which stands for volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. And it was a term coined at the end of the Cold War to describe the world as it was then. And obviously it's perfect for the world we find ourselves in today. And the leadership skills that have been identified to combat VUCA are vision, understanding, clarity, and agility. And I'm going to go through these in turn and give you very concrete illustrations of what these look like. Vision is knowing where you're going and how you're going to get there. It's using your vision and values as a guide for decisions and communicating this to motivate employees. How you communicate is key to how the team responds, how positive they are, how they work together, how they will pull through this. So they want to hear from you. They want to be reassured. They want you to provide hope for the future. The Harvard Business Review has outlined that your communication should be based on 4 pillars of honesty, transparency, accountability, and consistency. And I think this is a fantastic opportunity to praise your team, to make sure they feel valued. So use the 5-to-1 rule, which is 5 praise to 1 criticism. This came from a guy called John Gottman, who's a marriage counsellor in the States. He did research with thousands of couples and found out that if they praise 5 times more than they criticise, they had a 94% chance of staying together. And it's been researched in teams and found that that is the key aspect to them being high performing. Understanding is the next leadership skill. And this is the ability of a leader to stop, look, and listen. It requires leaders to understand themselves, to understand their team, employees, clients, and reflect on the context. Basically, it's about joining up the dots. The first thing about leadership in a crisis is that you are leading yourself first. And so self-care, taking care of your own well-being, comes before anything else. And let me tell you the science about this. So when we're stressed or anxious, we go into fight-flight mode. And what happens there is that your muscles are getting ready to flee and your blood gets diverted from your brain to your body. So when we are stressed, it means we don't think clearly and we can't focus. And right now is a time when you definitely need to be able to do that. So I advise all my clients to just identify 1 or 2 things that you know keep you well, that keep you grounded and centered, and diarise them. Do them every day, every hour if you need to, but you must look after your own well-being. Understanding others is putting yourself in their shoes and knowing that everyone has different responses to things that will be different from yours. So, for instance, you may have millennials who are sitting in their bedroom all day at the moment, every day, or people who have 3 kids running around and find it very difficult to focus on work. Having clarity is about making sense of the chaos. So within everything that's going on, identifying what's actually important, being able to prioritise those things, knowing what information you need to make those constructive decisions. Of course, it's very difficult to make decisions when you have no information and things are shifting minute by minute around you. But making sure you get information from employees and those around you can help, and prioritising, so knowing what's important. So I want to give you a tool for prioritising. This is from Stephen Covey and it's called the Sphere of Influence tool. And it basically helps you see what's in your control and what's not in your control. So I've attached that for you. Agility is the skill to be able to pivot, to be creative and act quickly when things change around you. And I honestly think there's a great opportunity in this situation, not only for us to really rethink what we deliver to clients, but also rethink how the whole business runs. I do think this is a great opportunity for everyone in the company to get involved, your teams to get involved. There's a great story about Oliver Burrows, who's the Chief Data Officer at the Bank of England. He wanted to increase productivity, so he put out an experiment and asked everyone in the business to come up with ideas, and he said he was amazed at what came back. There are ideas that the management would never have thought of. So the coders came up with new ways of doing things. People came up with new ways of recruiting, of onboarding. So this is an opportunity for the team to step up. Agility is about mindset. It's how you reframe situations and your thoughts around them. And I have outlined 4 ways that you can learn to be more agile. See what opportunities are present. So what can we learn from this situation? Question your assumptions and test them out. Invite and appreciate feedback. This is a great time to practice humility. Everyone is in this together. Allow failure. So we are having to respond so quickly at the moment, we can't think things through. Some things will work, others won't. Make time for reflection and self-development now. And I want to share with you a wonderful tool for reflection called What, So What, Now What. It's very simple. You describe the situation, you then ask, so what? What does it mean? And then you ask, now what? What are we going to do? We often say we don't have time. We don't have time to sit back and reflect. We don't have time for development. We don't have time to look at our strategy, our plan. But the next few months may give us some time. And no one knows what it's going to look like, but nearly everyone agrees that there will be a new normal and there's going to be more change. So I do think this is a valuable opportunity to equip ourselves with the leadership skills that we need for the next few months and beyond.